The WWE has been using this format, Triple H has, and I get it. I understand why he does it. He uses a 5-match format for every PLE. What does that mean? That means there's only 5 matches on the card, and they get a lot more time. So they get about 30 minutes, because Dan knows they take about 10 minutes with their entrance and about 20 minutes of wrestling. So Triple H has been doing this ever since he took over. Obviously, with WrestleMania and some other pay-per-view or PLEs, it doesn't happen, but here he usually sticks to this. I'll get your guys' thoughts in a second. I'm conflicted when it comes to this question, because I really like it, because it lets the people in the ring tell a story, and there's no rush. You don't have to rush a match or cancel a match. I remember a couple years ago on Total Diva, they flipped out because The Undertaker and I think Shawn Michaels went longer than what they were supposed to, so they canceled the Divas match, and all the girls were like, well, what the hell? Like, they were supposed to be a 5-on-5 tag team match or something, and they canceled it. So I get that from that point of view. The point of view that I don't like it, though, is that it doesn't give more talent. Like, you don't put more talent out there. And that's what I don't like, because for the next few months, we're going to be sticking to John Cena on every single thing, which I'm 1,000% okay with.
Have you seen him?
They're going to be sticking to Dom Mysterio.
Have you seen him?
For a while, especially with that Intercontinental Chance. So there you go.
There's 2 matches
already. Seth Rollins, I'm sure. Like, I'm surprised Seth Rollins is not on the card yet for this weekend. I'm saying yet because I'm holding out hope that it's Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and a mystery partner against Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and a returning CM Punk return. They made it seem like he returned, and I'm like, dude, he's only been gone for 2 weeks. Like, he's back. Like, they're like making it seem like he's gone for a long time. But I kind of was hoping that would happen. But I definitely I have my pros and cons. I lean more towards I like it. But then, are Randy Orton and John Cena going to be able to go 45 minutes in a match?
I know John Cena's probably out of shape because he's barely on the show.
No, he's not.
I think Randy will be okay. I'm not worried about that.
And then again, we'll get into all the matches, but I don't know what Dan, what do you think about the 5?
I think it's better. I think there's nothing worse and super rude than putting a match on there and canceling it last minute. I think that's terrible. So I'm fine with it. The only thing I do agree with is telling a story, but you got to build it up. I think we saw this a little bit at WrestleMania where you didn't have good buildups, and you're watching this for 30 minutes and you're like, well, I already went to the bathroom. What else do I need to do during this break? So that's my only thing. You got to build it up correctly.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Vic,
I was going to say, like, I don't like this, and I'll be the contrarian here in terms of why, like you said, Dan, I especially coming out of WrestleMania, one of the things that I was really impressed with was that Monday Night Raw. You know what the biggest thing was? SmackDown, when you had that four-way match between the tag team. Yeah. And I'm like, why wasn't this in WrestleMania? Like, this is the kind of stuff. It's like, what, and to Dan's point, it's like, you need time, like, to develop some of these matches, and we were already seeing with Randy Orton and John Cena, like, right off the bat, as soon as they went to work, like, I was like, this is chemistry. Like, this is what we've been this is what we wanted. And
dude, the promos alone, have been way better.
Yeah.
Like,
and so I get that, but then, like, I wanted to talk too in terms of, like, if we had a little bit more time, I'm like, I've been more interested in the women's side, just with some of the young wrestlers that are coming up from NXT, and getting a chance to do something like Roxanne Perez, Julia, like, and it's been nice to see that. And I look at the card, and none of them are there. You're getting Becky Lynch, and you're getting and Lyra Valkyria. And I'm like, the other thing I was going to tell you too, Fernando, in terms of this is, like, start developing this kind of stuff early. Like, I want to see the 4 horsemen with the women, with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley, and bring in somebody like where you have the old school going up against this new school, with the NXT girls. Like that'd be really cool. Like and then you have Stephanie Booker.
Well, the only problem is that the fourth horsewoman isn't in WWE anymore.
Right, I know, but so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have to put Bailey. Yeah, Bailey gets put in there.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Bailey. Yeah. I feel bad for Bailey. I think she's good, and they don't push her enough, dude.
Yeah. Did you hear her? You should hear her interview with Chris Van Vliet.
I did.
I felt so
it was sad. Like I was driving home and I was listening to it, and Bailey's like, "Yeah, I'm not on the same level as Charlotte or Becky," and I'm kind of like, "Crap, dude! Like in the ring, like you are as good as them. It's just that the persona's kind of gone up and down."
Yeah, the characters, the problem. Like when she was Damage Control, that was good stuff. When she was the Hunter.
Go ahead, Vic. Sorry.
And I'll finish with this, talking about what just going off of what Dan just said. You know, I've gone away from WWE. You know who has my eye right now? And it's in AEW. Like I even got Megan, like the whole storyline is Toni Storm. The whole timeless thing. That is amazing. Like the whole, like her going from, New Japan to AEW and the whole setup. I'm like, this is the kind of, I was going to say shit that I want to see. And so like, we're actually going to watch. I want to see if she's going to be on tonight. Cause like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see. And I want to see this from WWE. I want to see more development, more character development from a lot of your stars there, like Roxanne Perez, Julia, like all the up and coming, Rhea Ripley, everybody.
Well, they can't forget also that Tiffany, like, I'm surprised that Tiffany's not defending the belt against Nia. Oh no, she is. She's defending against Nia Jax. Oh no, she's not. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Like I'm surprised that she's not defending it against Nia Jax.
Nia Jax is in the title picture again. Like
she just came back on Friday. And
wow, great.
They gave what's her name the United States Championship, and
they took it away from Chelsea Green, which that was a great run. That was a good character. The fact that
Zelina got no pop when she came in. Zelina got like no pop, so it was pretty sad to see. Like when she won it, and there was a little bit of pop, but then she didn't get any pop when she came out. But like that's why I'm like, you're gonna have to put that on some big stars and let them, like, what they should do on SmackDown is give it to somebody big, have them do what John Cena used to and do the United States Open Challenge, and elevate some of these younger, let some of these NXT remember, and people can call him Almighty Cena and all that, but remember his first fight with Kevin Owens, he lost, and everybody's like, oh shit, who is this Kevin Owens? Like as people who didn't maybe watch NXT at the time, but then Kevin Owens comes up, Sami Zayn comes up, and everybody already knew them because they had all wrestled John Cena in that Open Challenge. So I just feel like it's a good time. It's a good thing to do something like that. I'm not saying do it for both championships, but they need to do, like, Dominik Mysterio has already elevated the Intercontinental Championship. Like, I'm not saying Braun didn't. Braun obviously was up there, but like Dominik now, like, he's having people turn him into a baby face, and he's like, no, I'm an asshole. I'm a bad guy. Yeah. But he has a bunch of people cheering him on, and it's crazy when you're such a young wrestler like Dom, and you have people cheering you and booing you. I mean, you're the cream of the crop.
He's been able to develop that character too. Like that's the thing. Yeah. Like you need to let these guys. Braun Breaker too. Like I love the whole history of it. I love how it connected with Paul Heyman. Like having Paul Heyman ahead of anything, I'll always be.
His promo on Monday was nuts.
Yeah.
He had a great promo.
Braun Breaker just needs to quit hitting the tanning booth with Paul.
I thought you were gonna say also. Just hitting the spear, because it feels like I'm like, I do not want to be near man.
You know what was the other thing though?
He just had an ugly one against Sami Zayn on Monday. Or Jay, whatever. One of those. He had an ugly spear, but
the thing about Dom too is, like, I knew as soon as that guy got away from his dad, he was going to elevate, and it's like just so great.
You have to be a little bit surprised.
What?
I didn't think he was going to be like, I thought he was going to be big, but I didn't think he was going to be as big as he is now.
When he joined the Judgment Day and he started kind of going down this route of a heel, I could totally see it from the beginning. I was like, let's go, dude. How long have I been saying he needs to win a title? He was the only one in Judgment Day without a title at one point. Like, you didn't even get him the tag team titles. No, I've been a big Dom guy.
I'm excited for McAfee versus Gunther. I know people are going to be like, well, why is he on the card? This, that.
Yep.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. I think McAfee is exactly like, what's his name? Logan Paul and like Bad Bunny and all. They love this sport. Pat's an announcer, but I think Pat stays in shape. He's a good, like, I've seen him in the ring, I think 4 times now, and all 4 times I thought he's been great. The only time
you can tell he's been putting in the work, Fernando. Like, if you look at his physique the last 2 months, he knew they've been prepping for this.
Yeah, they have, because he had been talking a lot of shit about Gunther, and then when Jey was challenging Gunther would walk by and say stuff to Pat. So they knew exactly what they were going to do with this. I just think that Pat is a good wrestler. I think this will be interesting to see how their styles mix. So I'm interested about that. And I'm wondering if Michael Cole's going to get involved at all in this, because I could definitely see Michael Cole come in and throw him in a chair or do something like that. But yeah, I think
I'd have his crew involved.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like
that,
them
I thought it was so cool when they all hopped the gate and they were the barrier and they were doing that. So I'm interested to see that the Gunther stuff, how that match is going to go. And then lastly, before we make our predictions, I feel like a lot of people feel like Jey hasn't really, like, it's only been 3 weeks. I get it, but it's been a little bit rough for Jey so far. I thought he had a good match.
See more, I guess, is the question.
My thing is that he comes out and then he's like about to talk, and then he goes, "Oh, you guys want more?" So he throws down the microphone and then he keeps on yeeting. It's a little lame. I kind of wanted to see him. I thought he was going to go a little bit more serious, and I think he relies too much on his cliche and stuff. And I wish he would just come out and be like, look, I'm willing to take on all newcomers. Bring me out somebody, whoever you want, and bring him somebody badass or somebody crazy. Like, he's not defending the championship at Backlash. Like, that to me is crazy. Like, you're basically saying your A champion is a 48-year-old John Cena
who's barely there.
Yeah, and John Cena, we all know he's a master on the mic. He's great in the ring. We know what John brings to the table. But the thing is that Jey should be fighting in this. Like, that's the one thing I guess that pisses me off. I wish all champions would fight on the card no matter what.
Yep.
Like, I think all champions should be fighting. Even if Jey came out and said, I'm willing to take on all newcomers. What Monday Night Raw told me, though, that championship ain't lasting all that long.
Oh, no. I was going to say, this is setting up for Seth Rollins.
It was crazy. They pivoted quick, and they're like, shit, we can't. Like, with Roman, if you bring him back, he doesn't need to chase a championship.
No.
With Seth, you kind of need that championship to solidify how big he is.
Well, that's because he's in a stable too now.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to basically have to put a championship on Braun Breaker too.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they'd have him go to SmackDown, grab the United States. Because right now, you have to have Dom coming into San Diego with the Intercontinental.
Yes.
So, like, even if he loses it, even if Dom loses it, I still think he needs to regain. Like, if he loses it, let's say in September, by the end of October, early November, he has to have that championship back. I think you need to bring Dom to San Diego with a championship, especially because you don't know how long Rey Mysterio is going to be out with an injury. Yeah. So I really think that I really think that Braun is going to need a championship also. I just wonder if they're going to double them up and have them be tag team champions and then have Seth be the world heavyweight championship. Champion. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I definitely think that they need to put a belt against Braun on Braun Breaker and do all that. So, Raul, Cleveland has agreed to retire Sanders' number after he makes the practice squad.
That's
all right. Let us go quickly to the predictions. Let us start off. Intercontinental Championship.
Dom.
Cero Miedo.
Dom retains.
Dom
retains.
Yep.
In how many games?
5.
Vic?
Yeah, I say he retains. What's the speculation or whatever for this match?
I think Dom's gonna retain, but I think Finn turns.
Oh yeah,
something. Like I think something's gonna happen where Finn's gonna accidentally help Penta. Dom's gonna kick out and be like, "What the hell are you doing?" But he's gonna end up still. Like I thought Liv might show up, but Liv still has another week of filming.
That's the worst part.
What is she working on?
She's working on a Japanese or some kind of movie that's like going to be filmed in Japan, but it's going to be released in the United States.
That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest
so
problem.
She's like the daughter of like a hitman or something. And but this is basically like they said that they were impressed that she got this role.
You're missing your top female wrestler.
I know.
That's the problem.
Yeah. But they're saying that she's going to get a big push when she gets back. So I'm sure that means that she's going to gain the women's championship.
She should.
When she gets back. All right. So all three go Dom. United States Championship, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest. I will go Jacob Fatu retaining. He's too big. Vic?
Yeah, I liked his promo. I like the whole solo stuff where he's like, what are you talking about? I like the fact that he also came out with like the crisscross jersey, like upside reverse. That was really cool too.
I think Jacob doesn't say much, but when he like Vic, when he was down here, he's like, if y'all don't have more respect for us, we're gonna leave just like the Chargers left this dusty ass city. And I was like, oh shit. Like I was not expecting him to say that. So
let me ask you, in terms of his finisher, is it one of the best that like is the way
it's one of the most athletic finishers I've ever seen from a big guy.
Yeah.
He runs up that the way he jumps up that top rope. The only thing is I do think he needs a power move.
Yes.
Like the moonsault, I get it, but I still think he needs a power move. Like Logan implemented a power move to his artillery. Like every big guy needs a big time move. So I'd be looking for him for in the next couple of months. I need to find a big move or a power move for him to do. But I love that moonsault. I think it's crazy good. Dan, who are you going with?
Whatever. I'll just go with Drew. That way, not everyone retains. I'll be different. I think Drew needs a push. We've been kind of waiting on that. You saw the other day he tweeted out how many times he's been screwed. Maybe they owe him one, and then this frees up Jacob to go chase something bigger. Which, by the way, the whole solo thing trips me out. You go from leading the Bloodline 2.0 to now you're just like trying to figure out where you are now. Like that's funny. That's funny to me.
Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyria Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I'm gonna say Lyria retains. I don't think. I don't think Becky's gonna beat her that easily. Not in the first turn. Like they already.
I don't know what's up with these baby faces turning heel, and the first thing they do is sound like whiny bitches. I don't get that. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, all right. I'm with you. I think it's gonna be. Is it Lyra or Lyra?
Lyra.
Yeah, I'll go with like. I think this is setting up for something bigger. I'm telling you. I think we're gonna see like Bailey and Charlotte and
I want to see Becky and Liv for the women's championship because remember, Becky faced Liv right before she went. Like they faced each other for the championship, and that's because Rhea got hurt.
Yeah,
and they she gave up the championship, and then I think it was Liv versus Becky in a steel cage match for the championship.
Yep.
Liv beat her. Because I think Dom came in and pulled her out or something. And that's when she left and she didn't come back. And she kept on saying, I retired Becky Lynch. So I want to see them go back to that angle and go back to the I retired Becky Lynch thing and kind of have a rivalry there for the next couple of months. But I agree with Dan. I think Liv is the biggest, is the best and hardest. No, okay. I don't want to sound like I'm calling anybody out, but I think Liv, like the beatings that she's taken in the last year, like physically on her body is crazy. And she does it all because she loves the sport. Like I heard her on the Pod Meets World, the Boy Meets World people. She was on that podcast. I've heard her on two other ones. You could just tell she lives, breathes, and dies this. Like she had quit school because she had to take care of her mom who was sick. She worked at Hooters. They discovered her that way, but but she's put in the work. And at first, everybody thought, oh, she's just a pretty face. But then you see her work in the ring, and you're like, she's grown so much in the last.
Yeah, like
years.
at Chamber, she was impressive.
Yeah, she looked like the most impressive.
I remember the first time I saw her in person at an event in LA at a wrestling.
No, in San Diego.
Oh, fine,
we were
whatever.
sitting like ringside.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you Margot Robbie's twin or some bullshit?" And then she winked at me. I'm like, "My God, that thing looks like it's AI. It's so perfect." So
Dan started barking like a dog after.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a big live guy.
Let's go with the last one.
Okay.
What?
No, I was going to tell you. Has it been tough for you to see John Cena kind of turn on the crowd, and then you see Becky Lynch turn on the crowd? They're almost saying the exact same thing, and I'm kind of like, can we not have timed this up a little better? Like, I just saw, the biggest baby face in the history of the business do this. Like, now we're just gonna run her out to do the same thing. Like, someone needs some heel work. We need some heel work in the WWE right now. He's not going to be on SmackDown. There's going to be no promo cut the night before a PLE. That's hilarious. Because he's too busy with this schedule.
What do you guys think about this match? John Cena versus Randy Orton.
John Cena's going to win. He's going to run it. He's going to run it all the way down.
I appreciate you, Dan, recognizing how good Cena is, and that's why.
No. He's going to win because if not, the rest of the tour doesn't mean anything. So,
no, never.
Although they've been so bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, they've been so bad with the storylines. Maybe he does lose. And then all of a sudden we're like, well, what the hell's this real last champion crap? All of a sudden we don't.
Cena all the way. Cena's going to win.
The Rock comes out and he does this again. And then John Cena becomes his bitch.
Yeah. What's the next PLE after this, after Backlash?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's into a dome. By the way, somebody was telling me today, $400 for the lower bowl. No, lower bowl. Like you're still high up there, and it's like $400. So they said though that that they were thinking about going to the AAA thing. The wrestling, the AAA, the Mexican AAA.
Yeah, I keep hearing bad things about that, especially with like the whole Stephanie Vaquero and
and her ex-husband. Yeah.
Like,
abuser allegedly or something, right?
Yeah. And then Alberto Del Rio's also there.
Well, allegedly kidnapping, allegedly. So
that was, but they're talking about Paige coming back, and Paige was one of the ones that, like, she said he was. Yeah, so
there's a
why
lot
would we
there.
Bring Paige back realistically, though.
No, Paige 1 will put in the work. 2, she gets the pop, and 3, she you could tell she loves the company. It's just that she had that injury that that Edge and all those other guys got, and they just couldn't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And now she's been at AEW, or she looks like she.
You need to kind of move forward, though. Like
I get it, and you have a lot of talent in NXT, and you have a lot of young talent,
like that's my thing. The women's
if she's gonna come in like CM Punk and say, "Hey, I'm willing to mentor and help and everything," then I think that's perfect.
Maybe, but
you're gonna take up a spot. I get it.
The women's division right now is maybe Liv at the top, little bit of space, maybe Tiffy.
Yep.
Tiffany, Becky, Bailey.
Well, Becky right now is okay.
Rhea.
I think.
Yeah, but Rhea to me is good. She's built up herself, but now all of a sudden she's trying to turn into a Charlotte Flair, which I think that's a problem. Like, her character needs some help, clearly. If all she's good for is chasing a title.
So we're all going Cena?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Randy Orton just because I kind of want to see what they can do if he loses. Like, I would like the storyline there, so I'm gonna go Randy Orton.
Triple H is gonna follow in the Vince McMahon rule of they never win in their hometown. That's the only Vince McMahon rule he'll follow.
Yeah,
but
that is true.